Chris is 5.5 and Scottie is 9.5. Scottie, come on into the picture.
Come on.
And there's Scottie.
Give me a hug.
Growing up, for me, I was blessed. Both my parents were in my life, and both parents loved the Lord. So I have a sister who's younger than me, and we both grew up loving the Lord. But I think like many young people, when you get into middle school and high school, I wanted to be seen as being, cool, and a lot of times it meant I compromised what I know God's word says to fit in. And I think that was something that would happen with me, especially in college and even into my young adulthood. I'm going out and kind of going to clubs, and I think at best there were times where I was just lukewarm in my walk with Christ, and I would get convicted and I would go to church more for a while, but then kind of just go back and forth. But then there just became a point where that conviction was a little bit stronger, more present. And it was just the Lord tugging on me, saying, this is not the life I have for you. And so I started to make a shift in my mid-20s, I'd say. And the Lord is so good. He introduced me to Lizette. And we were both making some positive moves in our life and changes towards the Lord. And 2008, we got married. Right before our anniversary, I got a phone call from Lizette, and she said my mom's not feeling well, and we basically found out she had colon cancer. And September 11, 2009, she passed away. That was a very tough one-year anniversary for us. We did the best we could, and exactly a year later, I get a call from my dad. He says, your mom's colonoscopy wasn't good, and it turns out she had colon cancer as well. After hearing that news, we were obviously just destroyed. We went home, I remember, and we just prayed. And I'm not one to say, God said this to me, and I heard this from God. Like, this is a one-time thing in my life where, as clear as I've ever heard God's voice, it wasn't audible, obviously, but it was, your mama's gonna be okay. I'm gonna heal your mom, and you haven't been living the life you should live. There's people in your life that don't even know your faith. They don't understand the gospel, and you're not sharing it. You need to live the life of a disciple. So I got two very clear messages from God. He was gonna heal my mom, and I had work to do. God healed my mom, and she's cancer-free. She never did chemo, she never did radiation, she never did any of that. Like, I knew I had to do something about that. I wanted to really figure out what was my lane, and I got reintroduced to Christian hip-hop music during that time. And this thought hit my mind, like, this is how you can tell people about the Lord. Like, you can do this. And so, long story short, I started using hip-hop to share the gospel. I didn't know what God was gonna do. I knew that He called me to it. He never said you're gonna be this huge artist and you're gonna have this huge following and you're gonna lead millions to Christ. He just said, do this work and I'll take care of your family. So along the way, we had to make a lot of sacrifices. We sold our house. We really had to scale back, but God was with us and He provided and He taught us how to trust Him. And I think the important thing that I learned in that 10, 12 years or so of doing music was that as much as I was thinking I was doing things for the Lord, like, He was refining me and teaching me what it looks like to live a life of faith, what it looks like to really live like you believe His word. It was invaluable, but I'm in a new season of life now, and the Lord has taught me and is teaching me that the mission doesn't change. You know, I used to think when I was doing music, man, like if I just go back to a 9 to 5, like I'm not gonna be able to reach as many people, and like the outcome doesn't belong to me. The outcome belongs to the Lord. It's my job to be faithful wherever He puts me. And right now, where He has me is I go to work, I get to do a job where I can impact people's lives there. You know, I can pour into my daughter and my wife. That's my greatest ministry right now. My daughter is at an age where these are critical years to build that foundation, and we spend time every night, you know, in the Lord's Word, doing devotionals, memorizing Bible verses. And for me, God has taken me from this lukewarm young teenager trying to figure it out to a non-perfect disciple of Christ. And I'm proud to be that, and I want to continue to inspire other people to live for Christ as well.